It's the fourth weekend in July, and that only means one thing. It's time for the Orange Spectacular.
Duplo, and my wife and my son and I own this 200. My son and I restored it. We picked it up from southern Wisconsin about a year ago, and it had been sitting in a shed that was falling down for 8 or 9 years. The owners didn't know if it ran or anything, and we decided to take a chance on it. We're big Allis fans. We've always farmed with all Allis Chalmers and ACO tractors, and we always wanted a 200 with the factory cab, so we took a chance and we went down there and we made a deal. We brought the tractor home. My son got batteries and new fuel filters for it, and it fired right up. We used it a little bit on the farm. Everything seemed to work good. We had a oil leak in one of the brake seals on the final drives, and we fixed that, and we were going to use it some more, but since we had it apart, we decided to keep taking it apart, and we tore it apart. We sandblasted it. And my son and I worked on it all winter, and we turned it into this. We did all the work ourselves, except the grill and the hood we had painted by auto body shop, but we did everything else ourselves, and we were really happy with the way it turned out, and we probably aren't going to use it for anything other than shows and parades. It's too nice to use on our farm. We do have all Allis Chalmers tractors on our farm that we use otherwise. And
what are your other Allis Chalmers tractors?
We have a WC, a WD, a WD-45, two 170s, 185. I bought a 6080 Allis when I was 14 years old, and I actually proposed to my wife in it, and we just turned over 10,000 hours on it now, but that tractor will never go anywhere. And we have a 7000 that we bought brand new in 1976. We have a 185, a 7060, a 7045, and we have a 4W305, my brother and I. And then we have ACOs. We followed into the ACO tractors that we actually farm with now. But my son, who helped me restore this tractor, his name is Aaron, and his name is Aaron Christopher, so his initials were AC for the Allis Chalmers. So
very nice. So thank you very much. Would you say this one? Which one's your favorite?
Well, this one is getting up there. We put her on the dyno today, and she was over 100 or right at 100 horse, so that made me pretty happy. It is fun driving the 200. I always like the 1 and 200 series, but I guess I would have to say my favorite's probably my 6080.
Yeah, it's got a little good story behind it.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for showing it to us.
If extra tractor size, right down in the guts, means performance and reliability to you, the Allis Chalmers 200 land handler has it in cubic inches and weight. Proven in the field, the 200 puts 93.6 horsepower on the ground and keeps it there. It has the exclusive Allis Chalmers traction booster system and tough bull gears. Stop in, see the 200 land handler from Allis Chalmers. It'll open your eyes.
Well, my name is Neil Gorder. I live in Elk River, Minnesota, and I have a long road, and I needed a grader to grade that road, to straighten it out. And so I run into this thing, and I decided it was the thing I wanted, and I was able to buy it. And but when I got it, it was pretty bad shape. I restored it, rebuilt it completely, and it turned out to be a pretty handy rig. It's kind of one of a kind. There's very few of these around. It's almost too bad there wasn't more of them. But it's an easy thing to use, relatively. Although I learned after I have it that grading is it's not an easy thing to grade and do a good job. So you end up learning a lot while you're grading. You learn how to use it. And so
You were telling us what's the one mistake people make when they're grading?
Usually when they're grading, they try to take too much of a cut at one time, and it loads up, and you don't have enough traction and power to push dirt. Plus, if you got a full blade full of dirt, it doesn't want to go where you expect it to. It isn't exactly what you think it would be, and so when you're grading, you have to take real small cuts, a very small amount at a time, and you really do a pretty good job by doing it. The only thing is you get anxious and you start doing it and you do it wrong. But I've learned through the years that it works pretty. Doing it the right way works pretty good, and so I've used it quite a bit, and it's quite a rig to have. It's a nice toy. If you like toys, this is kind of the thing that caps you off. I bought it from a fellow over in Cleghorn, Wisconsin, and he was using it on a go-kart track. And with the go-kart track, it probably did a good job, but he had to get rid of the go-kart track because the insurance guy told him, don't have a go-kart track because somebody's going to get hurt on the go-kart track, and you might be paying for that the rest of your life. And so he wanted to get out of the go-kart business, so he decided he'd sell it. And so I happened to, a friend of mine told me about it, and I went over and looked at it, and I made up my mind. I liked it, and he offered it to me at a pretty reasonable price, and so I bought it. In fact, actually, I found out I think I bought it too cheap, but then that's beside the point.
You've taken this all across the country to shows and that?
I've headed to quite a few shows. I've headed to Maine. I've headed to Florida. You do that when your mind is gone. But I've headed to, well, it usually stays in the middle of the country pretty much, but it goes to, been in Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, quite a few shows, and at Kansas, at Oklahoma, and so it gets around. It's used to going for a ride.
And you still use it on your driveway?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, the blade is clean now, and the reason that the blade is cleaned up is I just used it the other day because, well, first I wanted to try out how my cylinder repair went, and then also the road had weeds growing in the middle of it, so I just cut the weed line down. So that's something to do with it. To change the angle, you take this bar out, which comes just the weight of the bar holding it in, and then you let that sit on the ground, and then these are free to swing back and forth. So then you swing this arm here around and put it to the front, and by doing that, then the blade will be straight across. It's pretty ingenious when they thought about that. I mean, it's something that people don't get to see very much of. I mean, you kind of wonder how somebody got the idea to do it that way, but it really worked out good. It was quite an engineering thing to do that, I thought.
You said it's a lot easier than the actual Allis Chalmers?
Oh, the Allis Chalmers one, you bolted it in. You had to take out 4 bolts and change the angle, and then you had to lift up, but then you had to hand move it. And doing that's tough to do. It can be done, I'm sure, but I don't know how the people did. A lot of times in small towns they had an old guy doing the grading, and I can't imagine an old guy getting to the end of, and he's got the blade at an angle, and then you got to get to the end of the road and you got to make it straight across. I can't imagine doing that very easily, because like you say, at W Patrol, the speed maintainer got a heavier blade, a longer blade, and this blade is plenty heavy. One on the speed patrol will be even heavier. But these brackets, they move actually pretty easily. I don't know who bent them pieces for me.
Very cool. Thank you for showing it to us.
But it really is kind of a neat thing to own. I mean, it's kind of fun to have.
Yeah.
Once again, we will be having a parade this morning at 10 o'clock. If you would like to be in the parade, you'll want to be. Just remind you that
Every year, people buy thousands of raffle tickets for a chance to win an Allis Chalmers tractor. This year's prize is a 1962 Allis Chalmers D-10. Who will win? Let's find out.
Alright, there you go.
This is for the pedal tractor. The winning ticket is Renee Thomas from Decaturville, Tennessee. Wow. That's a long way from home.
Goodbye, Tennessee.
Is she, Renee, are you here?
Are you saying Tennessee? Renee Chalmers from Tennessee. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you're here, all right. We were wondering how we were going to get a ship down here.
I love it.
Yes, there you go. That's you. Yes. Excellent. That's good. Yeah, we'll get a couple pictures. Get it loaded. Okay, congrats.
There you go.
All right.
All right, now we're going to do third prize on the main drawing for $1,000 cash or a check. The winner is Jim Santarud, Grand Marais, Minnesota.
I mailed that ticket.
Is he here by any chance?
No, here. That was one of the mail-in requests for tickets. If you ever want tickets and can't come, you mail in your form and they win. I mailed him his ticket.
All right. Second.
All right, this is for second prize, which is a $1,500 cash award. And the winner is Wilson Hazy, 55318. That would be of Chaska, Minnesota. By any chance, are they here? Wilson Hess. Hess, I'm sorry.
How do you spell it?
Hesse.
H-E-S-S-E? Wilson.
All right, we'll get all of it. The zip code is 55318. That's a Chaska number. We'll call them. The phone number here is 612-616.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. All right.
Here we go. I hope, Haley, I sure heck you hope you grab my ticket. Well, it's a 320 area code, so it means it stays local. Brad Strelo?
Strelo.
Strelo. 320260. Is that right? All right. Congratulations. And again, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who goes out of their way to attend the show, help out, buys raffle tickets. As a result of that, we are able to keep this show admission free and any activities admission free. And if you look around and you hear it from day to day, we see a lot of families with younger and small children come out here and enjoy the show. And we'd love to keep it that way. So again, thank you everyone for buying raffle tickets. And that concludes the 2022 Orange Spectacular. Thanks again for coming, everyone.
Just like that, the 2022 Orange Spectacular has come to a close. All the tractors and Allis Chalmers fans have returned to all points across the United States of America. Had some fans reach out to us from pretty much all over the United States. We had a pretty good spread. If any of you guys see us at like tractor shows or anything like that and are worried about coming up and talk to us, don't worry about it. You know, it's not a big deal. We enjoy talking to people about their interests. It's a good time hearing stories about family farms and whatnot. Kind of like it. The 7580 is a pretty big hit this year. I've seen quite a few people taking pictures by it, so that's pretty cool. Jimmy got it to shine like that, and so you have to thank him for making it look all spiffy. But yeah, I'd like to thank the Upper Midwest AC Club for putting this on again this year, and here in Hutchinson, Minnesota, and hopefully we'll see you next year.